Looking for the right answers to hard and sometimes confusing global events? Look no further. SSM's team brings unique perspectives from across the globe. Our in-depth independent reporting is to make you better understand the world as we evolve. In a world where news flies around every minute, you need the ability to relate and connect with what matters and stay up to date. Schengen Story Media News Echoes program is Africans in Diaspora and at Home's leading English news network, one of the most trusted, respected sources for news updates on current affairs as they affect global Africa.
Oh, we made it, viewers. We made it. 2021, 2026. 2026, the new year is here. Bouncing real nice. 2026, that special year God has ordained for us to elevate. And I'm here on this second day of the new year, Friday, the 2nd of 2026. My name is Mark Godwin, and I'm here with
Dr. Olufemi Obakaranwi, all the way from the United Kingdom, England. Also, with everybody, a happy new year, a prosperous new year in the name of Jesus. And also, I pray that the goodness of God in the year 2026 will not elude us in the name of Jesus. You're welcome, guys.
You're welcome also, Dr. Femi. It's been some real hot celebration around Europe, you know. Mainly here where I am in this city, what they do when it's time like this is massive fireworks. I don't know if that's how it is in London. Massive fire. So all the way from Naples, where you call Napoli in Italy, there were these fireworks blazing everywhere. These are fireworks all over the city. You won't believe the amount of money that has gone to do this. But the excitement was so much. You know? That's Napoli, Italy, fireworks everywhere. How do you have these fireworks in London on the first day of the month?
It's not as massive as this. It's more of a personal fireworks. But the thing that the city is lighting up, and the beauty of London is enshrined in days like this. But it's more of a very cold weather. It snowed overnight. Very, very snowy morning that we have this morning. Very, very cold. The snows are out, and it's about a -2 this morning. So it's not a firework, it's a cold work.
The cold work. Now you guys are freezing and the air is blowing towards the west of Europe. So we are doing -6 and it's really cold out here, but we're not having snow yet. But we know very soon the snow will be dropping, you know, and a lot of Nigerians love the snow too. I love snow. Do you love snow?
Yeah, I do. I do. That is when you realize that you are in Europe. That is when the snow really come out. So it's a beauty to behold. Behind my house is a park, and also beside my house is a school. So you can find the grass there. It also goes white, pure white, all the way down there. Yeah. So it's just a beauty to behold.
The favor you do for us. Let's have a photo shot of that after this stream when you're out later.
Yeah.
Then send to me so people can see. So our viewers, the Nigerian viewers, can see how it is when it snows. Let's have that beautiful. Yeah. It's nice actually.
During our break, I'll go and take a shot before that, so you can send it.
Okay, that would be good. That would be good. So. Dr. Femi, you are welcome. We're looking back. Normally at a time like this in the studio, we look back at biggest news stories that defined the year 2025. We know that over the past 12 years, power has shifted globally, conflict has intensified, elections have been recast, political landscape have blown up, and also technology has advanced at very, very interesting pace. So we want to let's start with Africa. Let's start with Nigeria. What do you say? Let's start from home. Let's look back at some events in Nigeria. And as we talk, I'll probably be putting out some images so we can look. So let's look back at mixed memories, Dr. Femi. But one of the highlights of 2025 was because APC was trying to really, the government was trying to put policies, financial policies in. And we know that when there's that initial financial policy implementation, there are crises. People go through those moments. So one of the things that happened was the economic reforms that caused some crisis economically. Let's talk about that. Microeconomic indicators now has improved, like we heard. But the initial stage in 2025, tell us, Dr. Femi, what do you say about?
The initial stage was really, really, really hard, and it was challenging. But the rhetoric from government is always that it's just a passing phase, and people are beginning to believe in that because we are beginning to see it. And the past Nigerian government has always been trying to give paracetamol to a guy with a nation with a broken foot. But what this government had decided to do is to take the broken foot to surgery and get it treated, and therefore we decided to go to the government had gone to the grassroots of the crisis where we have, and that is unified monetary exchange, and also take the subsidy out. Those two massive policies had a crushing effect on the economy. The prices of goods went skyrocketed. Being Nigerians, which we are, we try to exploit each other on whenever I have an opportunity like that. So it actually affected us in a massive way. The price of petroleum, petroleum in the pumps went up in the sky, and everything was. But gradually, things begin to settle down. We begin to see the effect of that. We begin to see the effect of those policies as they begin to. Although it was really biting, we begin to see that Nigerians begin to see that the exportation, aspect of Nigeria begin to boom because people are beginning to see the benefit of exportation. And therefore the importation of goods, because it is less profitable to import goods, it begin to slow down, and then people begin to get the effect of that, and the close policies begin to manifest. And also when Nigerian government begin to borrow locally instead of borrowing only on foreign investment. So foreign investment begin to come in because they begin to do business with with Nigerians and begin to borrow from banks and all the stuff. And when that begin to happen, you see turnovers begin to happen, and local manufacturing, local produce begin to gain fusion. You see that the local Nigeria begin to wear local, Nigeria begin to wear Nigerians, Nigeria begin to do Nigerians, and before you know it, economy begin to take shape. Price of food begin to go down. Yeah, even price of food begin to go down. I think at the beginning of the year, a bag of rice was selling for 110, 120. I think to now it's about 48,000. So we begin to see that. That is massive changes. Even the inflation rate actually went down. I think at the beginning of this year, it was about 31 at the start of the year. I think now it's about 18 now. I think about 18 or 17 now. So you're going to see that effect. Yeah. So gradually is getting better. Although we're not where we want to be, but we're not where we used to be.
We're not where we want to be, but we're not where we used to be. That's a very good sum. Let's talk about those things you said. Number one is you talked about the microeconomy that was showing some improvement as the year went on, but the high cost of living, Dr. Femi, food, was it really as well, it was food. I mean, we live by food. Every human being. So if the food market, food production is being affected, it affects everything. We heard that farmers weren't farm crops, the ones they had in the storehouses, they had to, the prices went high. Last time somebody was showing me 3 oranges she brought for 500 naira. Just 3 oranges. So, and all of this was as a result of farmers not going to farm. So let's look at that side of it, food production and those mixed memories last year. The food production, I know we've talked about this several times, but the food production affected. Is that clear? Is that how it was?
Then I think the insecurity, like you said, you're right. The insecurity in the farming sector added a lot to that. Because you see, like when farmers don't go to the farm, the little they could produce put the cost goes high because they have to live by that as well. So we find that in that sector as well. Apart from the fact that people are not going to farm, the ripple effect of other products around around that community we also have effect on that. We also affect those economies. So we cannot only put that on insecurity. We can also put it on other factors around that. And there's also the I always say this, the Nigerian factor is also there. Most of the time, it is not any other thing, but we love to exploit ourselves. Because if we talk about oranges now oranges are produced from the southwest of Nigeria and the southeast of Nigeria. Those insecurities don't affect those areas. But the thing is because they say the answer is because dollar has gone up. What has dollar got to do with orange? So the thing is, you find that people need to exploit that. Look at transportation. Transportation at the beginning of the year petrol was selling for about 1,000, 1,100. Today it's about 677. Now the price of transportation has gone up. So the thing is we love to exploit ourselves, and also because the mentality is that the mentality is that I must take the best I must grab the opportunity to have to just get anything from the situation because I don't know what tomorrow holds. So you can find that because the economy, the common man does not believe in those microeconomy. They just believe that I must survive now. The survival of now.
I must survive now.
I must survive. That's what. I must survive now. So you'll find that as a massive effect on the price of goods.
So the report from the Nigerian Business Chamber is that 33 million people were projected to face crisis at the beginning of the year 2025, but that number was increased as the year went on. So they say there was crisis level, food crisis level, and food insecurity, and it now also began to reduce at the point. So this is what my information, because I call some institutions that look into the statistics, so you can have numbers, not just gainsaying. So that's what the Nigerian business. Okay, let's move on now. Mass kidnapping and insurgency was in the year 2020. We saw what happened in Kwara. We saw what happened in most parts of the middle North Nigeria. Yes, Niger, Kwara, and all of those places. Let's talk about kidnapping and insurgency. It wasn't a good time when we saw those videos, people coming into the church to kidnap people, adopt people, and kill some people. But hopefully, like we were rest assured, before Christmas, Wale Edu spoke on behalf of the federal government and said, things are now normalizing. Lives will be better now. Things are so. Let's talk about that era, those moments, Dr. Femi. How was it?
Insecurity at the beginning of the year was at a crescendo that nobody was expecting, because it became very lucrative to kidnapping was a lucrative business around the beginning of the year. People were getting into that criminality to the extent that people are now not only kidnapped on the motorways, they are being kidnapped at home. People are being kidnapped on the streets, and so it was that bad. Now, one of the things, apart from in the north, where there was a banditry situation, southwest and south middle belt got hit a lot, because all of a sudden, one of the things you must notice that it is not just a situation of banditry, and criminals also went into higher gears. All of a sudden, you don't see armed robbery, people snatching cars. People are not going to the home to go and boggle anymore. They become kidnappers. So it's more lucrative to kidnap and get money than to go in the night and go and boggle. So you find that when people begin to move into that crime because it was lucrative, because there was no deterrent for those who are doing the business. So in that evil business. So there was no deterrent. So it got to a high level that some criminal-minded people saw that as an opportunity to make quick money. And until mid into the year, when government actually tried addressing it. Before, to be sincere, the government was almost like shying away from it. The service chiefs then were dancing around the fire, and the Minister for Defense was almost denying the existence of those things, and even to the extent to the hurt of Nigerians, some northern leaders were defending this banditry, and they were saying that they were just they were trying to relate it to the agitation of the South over oil theft and oil refinery. They were trying to relate it. There was amnesty for those in the South, and they were given amnesty and they were settled. So therefore, the bandits should be settled, and the government wasn't buying into this, and therefore they were using that as a political tool against the government. That's correct. Until I think the third quarter of the year, when things actually went into top gear, when Donald Trump got involved in all this. And I think that actually kicked the backside of the government, to be sincere. It's kicked the backside of government to the extent that the service chiefs were changed. When the services were changed, the immediate past CDS was made the Minister for Defense. And if you look at the history of Nigeria, it's a very, very rare situation when you see an Hausa man, not a Fulani man, an Hausa man being the Defense Minister of Nigeria. Go and look at the record. Very difficult. Very rare do you see an Hausa man, a real Hausa man, because Chris Musa is an Hausa man, not a Fulani man. An Hausa man, the Defense Minister of Nigeria. That really changed the rhetoric. And apart from that, he's also a Christian from the minority southern Kaduna part of Nigeria, Zango Kataf area of Kaduna. That's where it originated from. So you're going to see that these are the people that have been victims of terrorism in the north. It was from the area where there have been victims of terrorism in the north. And the likes of El Rufai, when he was governor of Kaduna State, actually terrorized the southern Kaduna of Kaduna. So this man was taken out. This man was a man, he was a man that was on the field. He is a field commander. He was a former CDS. And also, he was from the tribe of those who have been victims of terrorism. So he knows it. So you cannot explain, you don't have to explain it to him. He knows it, he's felt it. So you could see the effect of it in it. And therefore, when it would be easy for the foreign support to be harmonized and galvanized. In the past, when foreign support comes, you find all of a sudden you find that the bandit knows about the information and they disappear. The information leaked to the bandits and they disappear. This time around, they were hit bad. Hundreds of them were killed in Sokoto. Hundreds. And that's all of a sudden you see that this thing just calm down, because I think they have a normal gathering. They had a gathering together to do a ceremony or so, and they were bombed there. So you could begin to see those effects. Yeah. And the churches, the churches were also the churches also felt it.
Let's put this to perspective. What happened was later in the year 2025, Trump came in, and Trump's own target was the terror. He was saying more of Christian genocide, which we know was not really the Christian genocide. It was on both sides. The Hausas were suffering. So many other tribes were suffering. Christians were suffering. Muslims were suffering. Everybody was being affected. But Trump's intervention has now spiraled around all other forms of terrorism, banditry, the unknown gunmen in the South, all of that. So yes, what you're saying is also very, very correct, Dr. Femi. Dr. Femi, let's talk about this other side too. When we had those kidnaps of students from school, those girls, that one affected us in many ways in 2025. I mean, a lot of schools had to be shut, a lot of schools were closed. Parents were withdrawing their children, their words from school. That was a major occurrence in 2025. Is that not so? That temporary closure of thousands of schools across the Northwest and even the Middle Belt.
It was because it was like the Ministry of Education almost played to the hands of Boko Haram, because that's the aim of Boko Haram, not to go to school. So the schools were closed. And I think when that incident of the kidnapping of the children happened, it was something that really hit the government a lot, and they went into top gear to get these children released. How they did that, we've not been told, but they said there was negotiation. Whether it's military negotiation or not, we are yet to find out. So far, the government said it's not military negotiation, and whatever the word they've done, we don't know yet. But the children were released. That's the most important thing. Anywhere in the world there have been negotiation. Sometimes when the lives of vulnerable and innocent, harmless children and women are involved. So there was negotiation. The children were released. So when the children were released, there was also the need to close some schools. And that decision was taken federally to close some schools, because they don't want to be reactive. They want to be proactive in the sense that before security is put in places for these federal schools, the school should be closed for them. Although some schools, they said it was a blanket thing. Some schools in the Southwest and Southeast protested against it and said that there was no insecurity around them, and because they provided security around their schools, so they shouldn't be a blanket. So that was what triggered the reopening of the schools. So many schools in the Southwest, Southeast, and a part of the Middle Belt were reopened because there was no insecurity issues, and the government provided security. So later, when security was provided in the schools in the North, the schools were reopened. But the key and most important thing was that the governors were not doing enough in providing for the school. Most of these schools are in their states in there, unlike what we have in Borno State. And then we discussed that on our program. We discussed on this program what Professor Zulum did in Borno State. He built modern state-of-the-art schools, ultra-modern state-of-the-art school. We can challenge anywhere in the world, and they had high fences and they're secured fences. So it was difficult for anyone to attack schools in Borno State. So what he did was to fortify those schools, and many of his other governors were not doing that. So they can really hide behind their fingers and say they close the schools because it's not secured. So what have they done after that? So it's important for us to know that there were progress, and in some areas the governors also failed their people. They failed their people because this is inside this under their exclusive their governance, and they didn't do those things. Yeah.
All right, Femi. Let's put our viewers onto what we're doing. Viewers, this is it. We're going back at the biggest news moments biggest news stories that define the year 2025. I'm here with Dr. Olufemi Oba, and we just talked about some issues in Nigeria. Dr. Olufemi, we can't go without talking about the flash flood. The weather wasn't favorable at a point in 2025. So we had flash flood, about 150 local government areas in Nigeria were suffered from the flash flood, displacing many people, thousands, hundreds of thousands of people, and destroying large areas of cropland and farming land in most parts of Nigeria. Flash flood, we know when the flood comes, but let's look at that from what can we do about this flood? We know nature, you can't beat nature. Nature is too strong. When it comes hard. But since farmers know that at a point in time, there could be this excess rain and flood, what are some solutions you can advocate? Do you have one or two? I mean, flash flood, affecting crops, food production.
Yes, I think to a large extent we should look at, because global warming is real, and it is not, the flooding is not peculiar to Nigeria or neither to Africa. Even in Europe, we also suffered that in England here, and then part of Scotland were flooded. And so we shouldn't see that as it's a natural phenomenon we cannot beat, but there are some things we could be done about that. I think one of the things was that the president, I think I was to attend the COP25, and eventually he had to withdraw from it. We need to begin to look at the climate circumstance and how do you work around that. As regards farming, mechanized farming has also come to stay. Niger State government is massively involved in that. When we talk about the flash floods, Niger State was heavily hit with this because they were close to the River Niger and all that stuff. So they were heavily hit by this. But the government actually was into more mechanized farming. If the government begin to do more mechanized farming, and also I'm not talking about GMO crops. I'm not talking about GMO crops, but let's look at real organic crops and the farming. And also, when we need to, people should stop building on floodplains. And we find that people are building on floodplains because when little money comes in there, they say my father's land. They don't even know whether it's on the floodplain or not. They want to go and build on it. They're going to build mansions in the local areas and also blocking drainages and all this stuff. And also in some parts of places like Lagos, people still, that's why the effort of government, people still go and throw their rubbish in the drainages, and therefore getting blocked and all that stuff. So you find those some of them are man-made. Some of these floods are man-made in places like Lagos and all that stuff. So you find such situations like that as well. So, but for me, I believe that government needs to do more. Government needs to do more in environmental sanitation, waste disposal, and all the stuff. Government needs to do more, and also encourage farmers with mechanized farming.
Okay, nice. We'll take a small break, just short, because we have a lot to cover. We're looking at Nigeria. Viewers, the nice presentation today is a look back at bigger stories that define the year 2025. I'm here with Dr. Femi, and joining us on the other side is our diva. You'll be seeing her when we come from the break. So, Dr. Femi, let's do small, just 2 minutes break, and we'll come to. Thank you.
In a world where news flies around every minute, you need the ability to relate and connect with what matters and stay up to date. Schengen Story Media News Echoes program is Africans in Diaspora and at Home's leading English news network, one of the most trusted, respected sources for news updates on current affairs as they affect global Africa. Looking for the right answers to hard and sometimes confusing global events? Look no further. SSM's team brings unique perspectives from across the globe. Our in-depth independent reporting is to make you better understand the world as we evolve.
A year ago, I wrote a book titled The Final Solution, and I was trying to say to the rest of the world that there are challenges ahead. Now, a prophecy did come, and that prophecy is coming to pass. But I'm telling you, the final solution has been found many years ago in the Bible, because the Bible simply says righteousness exalts a nation and sin is a reproach to the people. So I want you to know that we can get solutions to problems in Ukraine, in Russia, in Nigeria, indeed all parts of the world. We need that solution, and the solution is straightforward. Please get a copy of my book. It's the Final Solution by Bishop Shegun Johnson, and you can find it in Kindle, in Amazon. Just type Bishop Shegun Johnson, The Final Solution. It will come. It's very, very small book you can read within 2 hours, but it contains the final solution. Do get a copy. Not getting it is doing disservice to humanity. Don't forget the final solution.
Hi there, I'm Mary Keurig, and I am a businesswoman in the United States, but I'm also the Global Content Vice President for the Sub-Saharan Open University in Nigeria. I could not be prouder to work with Dr. Osita Anamika and his team on helping to create not just entrepreneurs and skill-based talent that will get out into the workforce and make a living for themselves, but also young leaders. And to that end, with this integrity-rich university environment that's accredited now, and it's just an amazing opportunity for anyone there of any age to jump on board and learn, we want to let you know about a new offering that we have. We have a global governance and diplomacy course now provided by a whole team of people that crosses several countries to put together these resources and lots of great information for those of you who might be on the path toward public service and diplomatic service, NGO leadership, that sort of thing. We hope that you will walk through this open door and enjoy.
No, I'm not your
We're back.
I'm not your
We're back. And BD, hope you're with us from that end. It's good to have you here. Happy New Year to you, Diva. Let's hear you.
Good to have you here. Yeah, good morning. Happy New Year, everyone, our viewers all around the world. Good to have you here again. It's 2026, and this year promises to be one of the best years. It's going to be fruitful for us. Let us be positive about it. Massive
nice.
Femi, good to have you guys again here in the studio.
Nice.
Good morning, my sister. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, BD. Nice. BD, we are on what we're doing. You probably know we're looking back at the biggest news stories that define that year, 2025. It's gone now, but we're just running through, looking back at those issues. Dr. Femi and I have said we've looked at some. Now let's come to some other ones. BD also. 2025 saw that heavy battle between Dangote and oil marketers, regulators, and there was that talk of war over fuel pricing between refineries, NNPCL, independent marketers. Everybody was chortling, and it was a war. BD, let's start with you. So 2025 and the petroleum business, the petroleum sector in Nigeria, how did it go?
Yeah. Well, Nigerian petroleum system had it hard in this 2025, and we ended with Dangote dragging the highest dragon in Nigeria. Nigerians, a lot of people on social media felt that they know how to drag, but Dangote now showed them that they are just learning when it comes to dragging. And what actually played out there
I
was
like that.
well, when the richest man in Africa decided to drag you, do you understand? Not minding anything that comes out of it. People were like, what is happening? They've not seen Dangote in that mood. But seeing Dangote in that mood was like, what is happening? But what we should not forget about what actually happened is that what is actually happening. Do you understand? A lot of marketers fear monopoly, which they have accused Dangote of. That Dangote is actually trying to monopolize the petroleum industry, and that they don't want. That was what they fear. That Dangote is trying to monopolize the petroleum industry, like he has done in sugar, flour, spaghetti. That he actually wanted to monopolize the petroleum industry. That's what they fear. So what got Dangote actually angry was that they were giving licenses to people to import petroleum. Why we have a big petroleum industry in Nigeria that we need to help projects, but you're giving people license to import. Now, I have issue with Dangote in that area. My issue with Dangote in that area is this. You don't need to do this fast. You don't need to prove yourself. If you truly want to be one of the best in Africa, I'm not just talking about in Nigeria, your price should do the talking for you. Do you understand? Your pricing should do the talking for you. I think Dangote actually got it wrong when he allowed Nigerian government to be the one fixing prices for him. This is your business. Nigerian government have just 20% in that Dangote refinery. So why would you allow them to be fixing prices for you? If Dangote has really projected this business as his, I don't think that most of the problem he's having today will be having it, because if Dangote Petroleum was really affordable, he will not be fighting this. He will not be dragging these people. But it was when he came to limelight that Nigeria has to buy petrol to as much as 900, 1,000. It does not show anything that will have one of the biggest petroleum industry in Nigeria. So that's the problem with him. Let him use his price to even destabilize those people they are giving licenses to import petroleum in Nigeria. Price does the magic. But he still wants to say hi. And he still wants to be the number one. It can't work that way. And
okay.
if we should tell ourselves, it's okay, you're welcome.
Yeah. Nice, Bidita. Good one. You've come in and you come in with your flame of fire on views. Dr. Obafemi, do you agree with the war in 2025? Dangote battle, oil marketers, regulators, everybody, federal government. How do you see this?
I think I want to align with Divat or to some extent on that, and like to an extent in the sense that the fear for the monopoly is there. But when we're talking about fear for monopoly, and we're still talking about importation of petroleum, when we have a refinery that could service our economy. But one of the things that Diva didn't mention was that the government, the NNPC, was also trying to control the level of distribution of petroleum from Dangote refinery. They were trying to say that monopoly. They're trying to say they want to reduce monopoly, but what they were doing is that they were surcharging that in the sense that they were reducing its local supply, because they say, okay, you must be limited to this local supply, while others will supply this. The supply they are giving in there, they have those consumers have no choice, because they would, for example, let me give a rough scenario. For example, they said, okay, you supply southwest, southeast, and a part of middle belt petroleum, but part of northeast, private importers or marketers will supply those areas. So what we are doing is that you are still putting those people under, and you are now giving a price. They are now fixing the price for those areas. Meanwhile, Dangote was trying to reduce the price in the southwest and southeast, and he's saying that the people from the north, where it comes from, should benefit from that as well. And therefore, that's where it started from, and that's why he was using the issue of where Farouk came from. You came from the north, where people are still poor, and you want to sell petroleum to them at high price. because you are fixing the price. And the reason why they are fixing the price was that the marketers were in their pockets. So you find out that both sides have, like you said, when the richest man in Africa decides to drag you, he will drag you like generator. He will drag you. He dragged him to the extent that the man has to run away. Because there was a man, remember there was a man that was on social media, there was on television that was saying, by the time they slammed that one with $1 billion lawsuit, he came back before he was like a puppy with his tail between his legs.
Can you imagine that whole thing? That was a very crazy one. All right, guys, thank you very much. We're moving fast now. We have a lot to cover. Let's look at one also interesting aspect of 2025, what I call mass defection to different party, which almost look like we are going into a one-party state, even up for the rescue of another party, ADC. But in 2025, we saw mass defection. People were just, it was like a tsunami, everybody was running to APC, aggressively running and, wanting to be part of the party, leaving. The party that suffered the most was PDP. Tell us, mass defection.
But that was actually the truth. That was the reality on ground. There's nothing like rescue. The rescue you're talking about, ADC, is just an assumption. We've not actually been rescued. The tsunami of one-party system is still very active in Nigeria, and it's happening. Go to Southeast, go to Southwest,
really?
Even North. They have moved. Everybody has moved to APC. Now, you're talking about, thank God for rescue. I don't think there's any rescue. Yes, we'll have ADC. And now, one thing you should not understand, or you should not take for granted, is the power of Tinubu to get things his own way. You should understand that Tinubu still have his men in this so-called ADC we're talking about that has rescued us. They've not actually rescued us. You can always talk about rescue after 2027. But as we are still in this 2026, there's nothing like rescue. We're just assumption. We're just assuming that ADC will come rescue us. How are you sure ADC is going to rescue you? Because Tinubu has his men in ADC. And don't forget the nature of an average Nigerian. We are money mongers. We love money. And Tinubu understand how to play this game. He will use money to buy each and every one of us. Show me 20% or 10% of Nigerians who will reject money because of integrity. They are few. So the money is there. A lot of people feel as in, we are making this money, we are making I know the money that the custom, the immigration, all of them are declaring every month. And we are still borrowing. People say, if we are making this kind of money, why do we keep borrowing? And I told one of them, this money is for 2027 election. So Tinubu is going to buy a lot of those ADC members. How many of them are going to have integrity to reject that money and do things right? So talking about rescuing us, I will talk about ADC rescuing us after 2027. But for now, that tsunami of one-party system is still very active in Nigeria.
Hey, I know.
No.
Was laughing. Anyway, Obafemi, let's look at it more of one major. It was a major occurrence in 2025. Mass defection, mass movement mainly from the PDP party to other parties to APC. But do you believe in what she has cited?
Yeah. I do not believe in that. Let me explain something to you. There's nothing like one-party system in Nigeria. There is not. You have almost about 16 parties in Nigeria. One-party system means that all other parties will be registered and there's only one party in the nation. That's what one-party system is. So people should not be throwing that word as if that's what is happening. What is happening is this. Now, everybody in Nigeria cannot ask you, if you see a sinking ship and you see a dry land, will you stay in the sinking ship because you say, because my dad bought it, I must stay in this and I must sink with it? No. The reason why there are defections and all these parties are, those parties are sinking. The leadership of those parties are not doing the right thing. Now, when people are not doing the right thing, when they don't have leaders who can really stand up and do the right thing, and they're saying, oh, Tinubu did it, Tinubu did that. Look at the crisis in Labour Party. Was it Tinubu? There was something that happened day before yesterday that you did not understand. You did not know. Aisha Yusuf came up on here and said that she is not a card-carrying member of LP. And she was administering money for LP. That is criminality. That is fraud. And you see that this is happening, and the people in LP are shouting about it, and they say Tinubu, was Tinubu that was appointed Aisha Buhari to administer almost $1 billion naira. And she is not a card-carrying member of a party that she's administering money for. That is fraud. And so when people in that party begin to raise funds, they say Tinubu. So you see that in PDP, the crisis in PDP is a crisis of lack of integrity. There are some people in the party who lack integrity. All they want is power. So when you say crisis like that, and they know that there's something about the constitution of Nigeria. If there's a crisis in your party, if anybody signs your form and that person eventually is not the official leader of that party, you lose all your votes. It happened to APC in Rivers State. It happened to APC in Zamfara. In Zamfara, APC had won the governorship, the Senate, the House of Rep, House of Assembly, everything they won. But because there's a crisis in the leadership of APC in Zamfara, all their votes was given to PDP. That's why Matawale became a governor. So they've seen that happen. So everybody is jumping. They don't want to. They are going to where there's stability, where there's leadership, there's leadership stability. It's not only about money. How do I want to contest election and campaign for all election and spend money, and tomorrow somebody go to the court and say that there's leadership crisis in that party and all my vote has gone to my opponent? Nobody wants to do that. So they are going to where it's safe. Why did Adeleke leave PDP? He's a governor. He's a sitting governor. He left because he knows there is crisis in PDP. If he wins election and they go to court, he will lose his seat. So he decided to go to Accord. Even Accord now is saying that he didn't win their primaries. You can see the crisis in that people are beginning to go to where it's safe. Not only about money or not about any other thing, but they are playing political safe game. Nobody wants to go to election, win election, spend money, spend their time, and know that anything by the stroke of a pen, they lost election. So it's only about APC. And lastly, let me tell you something. People are seeing APC government doing and working towards right direction. And therefore, nobody wants to go about that. About ADC, please, like Diva said, there is no rescue any in that. There are association of bandits. You see that when you have a group of people who had ruined Nigeria, who had condemned everything about Nigeria before, all of a sudden coming together. Why will a person like, okay, I said it the other time I spoke to you. I said, Peter Obi has just signed his political death warrant by going to ADC. Even if he had stayed in Labour Party and reorganized Labour Party and bring everybody together, beg who needs to be begged, appeal to who needs to be appealed to, beg them, even if to prostrate for them. And that's one of the things Bola Tinubu did behind closed doors. But unlike him, he left them in a mess and decided to go to ADC and go and unite with Atiku and El Rufai, for goodness sake. Who does that? Who does that? That's a political suicide. Okay. Even Professor, he told me, you know what Professor told me said? He said, if Peter Obi did not get the ticket, he will withdraw his support for Peter Obi because he knows that what he has done was wrong. He couldn't just say it out. What he's done was political suicide. How can you go back to meet Atiku?
That your comment, a lot of reaction, social media, a lot. Go ahead.
I want to correct some funny thing. One, they are not group of bandits. They are not group of bandits. Now, let me tell you why. You said they were leaving those parties because the parties has failed, and that there's nothing like a one-party system in Nigeria. In Nigeria, for a very long time, for the stories I've read, I know I didn't know anything when the NPA and the MPP was running. Nigeria have, for a very long time, have only two-party system. When they had MPP and NNPP, NPA and NPP, there were many other parties, but that is only two living parties. Other ones we are just
no. Point of correction. There were 5 political parties, and all of them had states. UPN, MPN, UPN, GNPP, ANPP, and PRP. All of them had different states, and they have their leaders.
It's okay. Now, when it was PDP and
AD.
No.
AD.
PDP and APC. It was only PDP and APC. We have Accord, we have every other party. The only one that managed after a very long time to win a state was ABGA and NNPP. And NNPP. That were the, even among them, we have a lot of parties. Now,
AD also won election. Or AD also won election in Lagos and some states in the West.
No, I'm not talking about APC. I'm not talking about because AD
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Now, what we're saying now, you see, if we are talking, we need to tell ourselves the truth. The truth is that other parties' leadership has not failed. The truth is that our president has failed other parties' leadership. We have a president that influenced parties to destabilize them. And that is exactly what they are doing with this ADC. Yes, if you have time, we can explain everything here. We have a president that influenced people in different parts. Labour is where it is today. It is our president, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I'm saying it. I'm not hiding my mouth to say it. And that is exactly what he's going to do. He's doing in ADC. As I speak with you now, we have a lot of people who have been planted in ADC. Why
don't you plant in APC too? Plant yourself in APC too now.
Now wait, let me explain something. I know we are journalists, and there's something we should understand. I want to educate people well. We should educate Nigerians about merger and coalition. Merger and coalition is two different things. Merger is when you leave your party and other party come and form and become one. Coalition, you can be in a coalition and still retain your party. But Nigerian journalists have failed to educate Nigerians what the meaning of merger and which of coalition and the way they report it. Do you understand?
Yeah.
That's what journalists in Nigeria have failed to do. They've not educated Nigerians very well. And why I said I don't want to believe that the ADC is our savior because until 2027, because of what our president has done in PDP and in Labour Party. All the problem in PDP and Labour Party, it is being caused by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
That is a wild accusation. Wow.
That's very wild.
If you will give us the right time, we can explain everything here. Because I know you already know that you want to take the time.
How? Tell us now. How?
Okay, go ahead. Today we will hopefully we will go 30 minutes more. The network will give 30 minutes.
I want you to educate me on that. How?
Can have.
I'll educate you. I'll educate you. If you will tell yourself the truth, I'll educate you.
Okay, sorry, BD. Let's make our viewers understand what we've been doing for the past 55 minutes. Viewers, it is the second day of January 2026. You all know. And we are bringing what we're looking back. We're looking back at big stories that define the year. Over the past 12 months, a lot has happened around the world. We're looking mainly now at Nigeria. Power have shifted, conflict have intensified, elections have been done, recast, and the political landscape has been very interesting. So it's a year that was rough anyway, but also a year for victory for most people. Let's do a little of what you're saying, BD. Then we'll come to the international side. We have one more topic in Nigeria. We'll wrap it up. BD, tell us, because that allegation is wild.
It's a wild allegation, so I want to listen.
I want you guys to know that SSM. Sorry, let me help you again. SSM has gone global. Because of the short takes we do now. We're reaching out more, so and people are reacting to. A lot of people last time Oba said some things. They want to come and fight me. I said no, it's not me. It's Oba. You know, the one of Peter just built his coffin. If you see, I think I'll send you the link so you can see what's happening there. So, BD, let's hear what you're saying so that we can get it well. Go ahead.
Now, are we not aware of the two factions of Labour Party? Who will tell me that we are not aware of them? Aburi and the other man. Are we not aware? We know who is sponsoring who. It is open. It's not a hidden thing. I hate it when people know the truth. How is what? Mr. Olufemi, is this? President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and APC leaders are the ones who are planting all these men.
That is it. That is it. No. I disagree with you. Don't use blanket statement. That is not. Prove it.
And that's what I'm trying to prove to you, Nana.
Yeah.
Let me prove it.
Yeah.
They planted people in a APC, in a PDP and Labour Party. And why they are doing that? Let me tell you, because they are presidents.
How did they plant them?
That's what I'm trying to do.
Alaji, to talk about, was a member of Labour Party before Bola Tinubu won election. So, talking about planting, you bring somebody and put it there. He did not put it there. The man has been a member of that party forever. So, it wasn't about planting. So, how did they plant? Did he bring him from APC to go and plant him there, or how?
Let me tell you how he planted him. When he won election, P2P become the biggest threat he has in Nigerian political system. Yes. And for him to have a stable governance or a stable transition into 2027, he needs to destabilize some systems, some political parties. Then he went into Labour Party, he went into a PDP, and he got some old members.
Assumption. You have not proven anything.
Finish talking now. It's not an assumption. Then he gave them money, big money.
How? When? How much?
By giving them money. He gave them millions of naira.
Were you there when they give them money?
Yes, I was there to warn some of their members to their side. And they started having faction in those parties.
Were you there when they gave them money?
I was there. Yes.
No. You can't make that kind of.
Yes, Bidi, you said something earlier that journalists should be putting things in perspective. Explain.
Yes,
now,
you can't say that on national.
We are here. Listen, we are here with. There are 300 people watching you now. So we don't want to say things.
You can't say that.
So please, facts. Let's.
Can I,
or you probably
can
say.
I just? Diva, calm down, please. I've always said this on this program. We are intellectuals here, and we are being watched all over the world. And anything, Mark knows me, anything I want to say, I will do my research before I come in here. Because apart from the fact that we are here for the rest of the world, I am an academic. And I am a scholar. I cannot go and put something there when I cannot verify. So don't say things that I cannot verify. One, Alhaji Apampa has been a member of Labour Party before Peter Obi joined. So he was not planted. He was a member. And what happened was this. Don't let us just throw words. They tried to push the man aside because they were the one that owned the party. They came to the party. They want to push the man aside. The man fought back. And they are fighting back. You say they gave him money. The man is fighting back because of his role in there. On the PDP side, the crisis in PDP was created when they tried to shortstage Wike. Wike was the one sustaining PDP when the likes of Atiku and others left. Well, when they got to the primaries, on the rostrum, on the stage, when they were voting, Kabua went on stage and said people should vote for Atiku against him. Why they already voting? That's it. Hold on. That's a criminal offense. When you are already voting, you want to go and tell people to vote for somebody else, and you want UK to be smiling to them. Those are the people. People are aggrieved at these parties, and those grievances are being put into place, and they are fighting themselves. And you are then saying, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, he gave them money. No, people are being aggrieved. What Obi should have done? Let me explain what Obi should have done. And this case you are talking about, it happened in APC when they are forming APC. APC was formed by a lot of parties. They came together. PDP, NRC, everybody, they came together. When they went to government, the crisis came. You remember the crisis that came when Senate President Bukola Saraki went behind them and became Senate President. Crisis came. What they did was to try and calm themselves down, settle among themselves. Those who want to leave, left. Those who want to stay, stayed. And they steered the ship until they got to government. What Peter Obi did not do was to face the crisis. All he did was to take side, and that was what backfired. So let us just not say, Bola Tinubu, whenever you have a crisis, somebody now will sleep their wife and will not pregnant. They say Bola Tinubu caused it. Somebody will fall down on the side of the road. Bola Tinubu caused it. AJ had accident. Bola Tinubu caused it. There is flood. There is flood. Bola Tinubu caused it. For goodness sake.
I like the point you brought. Did you watch that interview where we both on national television said that he works against PDP?
Why should he not work?
We can on the national television. They said that he works for Tinubu. That he works against.
He has the right to do that. He has the right to do that.
Wait, and he said that he will still work against Tinubu come next year.
Work for Tinubu, no, work against Tinubu, work for Tinubu.
I work against PDP. Yes. Come 2027. Now listen to what he said. He said that.
Yeah.
He said he used to say, "Where you the chop? Say that where you go rotate."
Yes. Yes.
So what are we talking about?
So what is wrong with that? So you will work. So you want Mark to work against SSM.
You're trying to clarify. Also, that you get them money, and you're trying to clarify.
It is not money. It is not money. Please, Mark. It is not money. Please.
All right. Let's
Diva, let's move on. We are going to talk.
Yeah. Let's pop the.
I love your fire. I love your fire.
Yes. Let's crop that the Nigerian looking back story. Let's come to sports just briefly. I know Oba, you're there for us. The Eagle World Cup dream was shattered in 2025. We couldn't believe what happened when our Super Eagles, the senior men of football team, failed to qualify for the FIFA 2026 World Cup.
We have not faced finally. We have not faced finally.
Yeah, that's what they say. But I mean, professionally and in the real context of qualifying match, we didn't do it well. BD, you tell us. 2025 saw that happen, and it was not very. I mean, Nigerians fell back.
You know, when you said this Nigerian football, one thing just came to my mind. One thing that is Lookman. Lookman just came to my mind, and Pastor Ayodele that said he should not go and play, that he would destroy Nigeria. And he went and he won. That's the only thing that came to my mind. Now, please leave me out Nigerian football.
Ayodele is the prophet. Is that man the man that always the soothsayer? Yes. More like he's coming up with crazy predictions.
That one.
So Oba. So what will you say?
I think we shouldn't look at it in that way. Nigeria did better in sports in 2025. We won the AFCON women. We won the WAFCON. Yeah. We won the what's called UEFA WAFU one. We won that. The women. Also the basketball team won a record time in basketball. For the Super Eagles, the game is not up yet. The Congolese team had players, I think about 6 or 7 of them, who have dual nationality in their team, and that's against the FIFA rules. And that you see all the Nigerian players that were born abroad who plays for Nigeria to denounce their country of birth to take Nigerian passport. So they say 6 of them have a dual passport, and that's not acceptable in international football. So therefore, it's very likely Nigeria will still be reinstated into the World Cup. But I say this with some sense of I have to hold my tongue. FIFA wants Nigeria at the World Cup, of course, because imagine how many millions of Nigeria will be in the World Cup or watch the World Cup compared to Congo. So I think with some level of sarcasm, and I think that FIFA really wants Nigeria at the World Cup. The World Cup will never be the same in America and Canada and Mexico without Nigeria. Imagine the millions of Nigeria that will go to the World Cup. So I think we might likely sneak ourselves into the World Cup.
Okay, let's sneak ourselves. Somebody says, somebody observed that any way is a way. You know, they say in English, any way be way. You know, anyhow you.
Every way now way.
All right, yeah, Bibi, go ahead.
Let me say something. All the list that Olufemi just listed now, it looks like the women actually brought a lot of glory to Nigeria in 2025. And so now, they've not been treating our women players very well. I think we should talk about that. They should do something about it. Even till now, they are still owing them some of those matches they won. It's not fair. It's not good. You should treat them well.
Are you serious? Are you serious?
Yeah. What Nigeria wants the men to bring, the women will bring it. And when the women bring it, their joys are not always complete. But it's not good.
Dr. Femi, I think that's something to address.
I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure about that. So I will make my because I know they were giving gifts, and I know it's a presidential gift. The presidential gift I know that's been settled, but I don't know about their games. When Diva said about the games, it is possible. It's NFF. NFF is a federation on its own. Government cannot get involved. Let me explain something about the issue of NFF and all the stuff. NFF is a federation on its own. It's an independent federation. If government gets involved in the activities, Nigeria will be sanctioned. If government gets involved in the activity, if you went to go and punish their chairman for not giving money to them, you went to go and or remove him, Nigeria will be sanctioned. It has happened to us before. The NFA chairman was stealing money. Federal government removed him. Nigeria was banned for that. So we don't get involved. The board should be the one that should remove him or report him to FIFA. So that's the process of it. So if this information that Diva gave out is right, I'm sure I will talk to get my contact. We'll write to FIFA about this and get this information through. It is FIFA that needs to deal with them, not Nigerian government, because Nigerian government cannot interfere in the affairs of a football federation.
Okay, so but they shouldn't overlook the reporting to FIFA and doing the necessary. So BD, use your media to also highlight that and bring government to what they should do if these ladies have not, because it could be very sad, very wrong. NFF and all the bodies that have not settled these girls. Gentlemen, we'll go further with more news. Take this.
Elevate your new week, fuel your success. SSM invites you to kickstart each weekday with our news update Between the Lines, featuring the week's top news and analysis and the most attention-grabbing lines, deciphering world events. Hook up to SSM Monday program Between the Lines. In a world where news flies around every minute, you need the ability to relate and connect with what matters and stay up to date. Schengen Story Media News Echoes program is Africans in Diaspora and at Home's leading English news network, one of the most trusted, respected sources for news updates on current affairs as they affect global Africa.
Welcome back, viewers. You're tuning to our Friday edition, special exclusive edition of SSM International Update. Today we're looking back. We're looking back at major occurrences in 2025. And I'm here with BD from Lagos, Nigeria, and Olufemi from London, UK. Gentlemen, let's look at from the other side, the international side. Let's look at some of those things that happened. Let's start with Donald Trump being sworn in the second time after he lost the first one, the second round that he should have been. Well, let's look at what he has come to do so far and 2025 Donald Trump. Dr. Femi, Trump came surprisingly, and 2025 was like his year. And also, we've seen some changes in so many things: immigration, we've seen in foreign policy, in wars, trying to stop some wars and create peace. Tell us, Femi, what do you say? 2025,
Yeah.
Donald Trump.
It's a mixed grill when it comes to Donald Trump in 2025. Donald Trump is someone I admire. He's not a normal politician. He's not a normal American politician who speaks from two sides of their mouth. He's not. He says it as it is. He's rash with his words. He's nasty with his words. He's not diplomatic when he talks. So he says what's in his head. And he started with when he fell out with Elon Musk. When he fell out, he fell out. He fell out. That's it. And that's who he is. When he falls out with you, he falls out with you. When he's with you, he's with you. Excuse me. He's with Israel all the way, and he's always stood by Israel in what they've done. He's also a pro Putin person, and he's never denied that. And the way he tells of Zelensky, you could see that. So he's a mixed grill. So when he's standing, he stands out. On the issue of economy of America, he sees that America for Americans, which a lot of Democrats do not really buy into, in the sense that America to them is America for all, America for everybody. But no, he sees America for Americans, and begin to stem he's vocal about the anti-Christian growth in the American society, in the sense that you find that a lot of other people from other parts of the world are gaining traction in American politics, and some of them have terrible records in their rhetorics, in their states, in what they are pronouncement over the years about the American dream. So they are beginning to get traction in politics, and he coming out to that. So he has his good side, he has his bad side as well. And also he also had these challenges with the SSM files, and that's where the opposition have been trying to use to bring him down. But he's so resilient, and he's working against that. And lastly, on the issue of Venezuela, I do not stand by what he's doing. That is bullying. What is happening in Venezuela is nothing but bullying. So he's bullying that for a regime change. On the issue of Nigeria, his utterance about that. Yes, we need international support. Yes, we need international intervention to help stem the ISWAP move and the Boko Haram stride in Nigeria. Yes, but the rhetoric about Christian genocide is not the right word. The thing is that there are killings of Nigerians, both Muslim and Christians, and non-Christian, non-Muslims too. They are being killed. When these people are killed, when people are kidnapped, they don't say whether you are Muslims or Christian, go away. When the girls they were kidnapped in Niger State, people are going to, they are Christian. When they came out, all the girls were Muslim. Everybody kept quiet. The people that were trying to sell that kept quiet. All the girls were Muslim. The ones that were kidnapped, they were Muslim. So we begin to see that when we begin to use those kind of words. But thank God for Nigeria. Nigeria stood up. Nigerians are being killed. We don't want to know whether they are non-believers, whether they are Muslim. In Nigerian blood, in Nigerian life is important. We don't want to know whether they are Christians or Muslims. So that's it. A bomb was planted in a mosque in Maiduguri. Are those in the mosque? Are they Christians? So Christians are killed, Muslims are killed, Nigerians are killed. We don't want Nigerians to be killed. So on that part, Donald Trump has his good side, also has challenge. It's human. So it's not perfect. That is for Donald Trump for me, in some few words.
Wow, this was strongly put out. Yes. So, do you have anything to add to that? Donald Trump making a comeback in 2025. Is there anything you want to say?
Yeah, like he said, Donald Trump is just like every other person. We all have our different personalities, and his personality is him. And what I like him. Say, what surprises me and why I know that this man is not just coming back the second time for coming sake. When he won the 47 United States of American presidency with having a lot of civil and criminal court cases on his head, he won that presidency. A lot of people were thinking, oh, he's not going to win, that he has court case, but he won it. When they pronounced him the winner that day, I knew that this man is not just coming for he's coming for something. Because I must be frank with you, I'm a very truthful person. I say the way it is. As a woman, I wanted Kamala Harris to win as a woman. That's just why I wanted her to win. But on the other hand, I wanted Donald Trump to win because I know he is the only strong personality with the radical jihadist ISIS that is trying to overtake the world. I know Donald Trump is the only man who has the ability to stand them and to match them energy to energy. Obama and Hillary and all co, they can't do it. Do you understand? They are the set of people who are trying to be politically correct. And in some time in our lives or in our political phase, we don't need to be politically correct. We need to be correct. We need to face things the way it is. So Donald Trump is actually the man who is good for the job now. Now, talking about him and this man, what is it? His neighboring that they are fighting with. I went, not Venezuela, Russian and what's the
Russia and Ukraine.
Russia.
Ukraine, yes. When Ukraine went to visit him, the president went to visit him. The way he spoke to that man, as if he was speaking to a baby, I was not really happy with him. But that is who he is. Do you understand? I said, how can this man be speaking to a whole president of a country like that? And the way he was, the lesson was looking at him and his skill. I said, it's not fair. But I come to understand that is who he is. Now, coming down to where I said I wanted this man to win. Look at what is happening in Nigeria. Not even our presidency, not even our elites. Nobody could stand up and say what is happening in Nigeria. We were playing game with people's life. Do you understand? Everybody wants to be politically correct. Donald Trump said there are Christian genocide in Nigeria. Like Olufemi said, is it Christian? Is it Muslim? They are killing people in Nigeria, and that is the truth. And we need to start from somewhere. The target was Christian, but now it has moved from Christian. It is not everyone. But a lot of Nigerians were trying to be politically correct. Look at what he did. He said on that, it was not hidden. These people, this ICC, these terrorists, they were dragging our social media space with us. They were there telling us they are going to attack Christians in December period, that you're not going to have a good Christmas celebration. They were saying it. And we were saying it. No single Nigerian government said they made any comment. They didn't say anything. They were saying it every day. You go on social media, you see all these terrorists, these herdsmen, you see them, this Boko Haram, doing live, telling us that we cannot have a peaceful Christmas. And that was actually what happened. And when that strike, that United States of American strike happened in Sokoto, people were like, no, it's not true. Because all these years, what we hear is Maiduguri, Benue, Plateau, Zamfara. Nobody has heard about Sokoto. So people were having misreaction. Could this be true? But that's true. In life, when things are happening, even when you're sick, the roots of that sickness, you might not know it. So Sokoto has actually been the epic center where they converge, they discuss, and they send them out. And what happened? Because United States of America are the states who don't take things for ride. All those videos, all those Boko Haram herdsmen we are doing, making those terrorists, they were not taking it for ride, and the Nigerian government were taking it for ride. Because the Nigerian government don't care about the lives of Nigerians. They were taking it to be serious. So they were monitoring them. They now saw that these people converge. Even foreigners came from Mali, other countries, to Nigeria. They now were to despise them to 4 states in Nigeria, mostly Christian states, to go and attack. They now hit them. Do you understand? That was what happened. It's only Donald Trump that can do that thing. No other president in the world that can do that. So when you look at what Donald Trump did in 2025, I think he did better than all what people might be saying is good. See, another thing I want to say, each time I say, people were like, they talk about immigration. People are not happy with him because of immigration. No, let me tell you, if we are not happy about Donald Trump and his immigration law, go back to your country and fix it. Yes. Each time I say it, our African that are in their abroad, they will attack me. They say I'm stupid. Do I know what I'm talking? Because they don't want to hear the truth. But that's the truth. These people fix their country. And because we have option, that's why we are not doing anything when our government misbehave. We don't talk when they misbehave because we have option, we have where to run to. If we don't have option, I am telling you, each and every one of us will stand on our feet, will hold our government accountable, and our country will be fixed. So, Donald Trump, I think he did well. Come 2025, and I hope he will do better. But let him not overdo it.
Strong words there. Okay, gentlemen, let's just look at a few more things before we go. A few more. Also, 2025 saw the Gen Z, that age generation, protesting in most parts of the world. We know that I think it was more of Nepal, Kathmandu, some places where they took over. They even had to bring their own choice, preference for leadership. So 2025 and the Gen Z, I think they did a lot in that aspect. You both agree with me on that. So again, also 2025 saw us losing the Pope Francis. Pope Francis, the Pope of the Catholic Church, died, and we also had the Pope Leo. Pope Leo came up. Pope Leo became the first American Pope to lead the Roman Catholic Church when the Pope Francis passed on.
It was a good thing. And you know that Pope Francis emerging as the Pope had a lot of discussion or problem because see, the blacks did not find it funny because I think that this was the first time I'm watching it closely. The smoke, the black smoke started coming. They said, "Oh, they've not choose the Pope." Then before the white smoke came, the blacks now say, "Oh, so we are the evil. So why would you use black to signify disappointment, failure?" So it became a very serious discourse, and they had it. Yeah, and it was a good thing for the Americans. For the first time, a pope is coming from there. That happened. It was a good one, and I like him. His proactive nature, the way he reacts to issue proactively before even every other people talk, and I give it to him. That one is good. Now talking about the Gen Z, when you talk about the Gen Z and how they did well or made some changes in the world, the first country that comes to my mind is Kenya. You saw how they pulled that protest. They did not just pull it. Nigerians have been pulling protests, but the problem that we have in Nigeria is that we'll come out, we stay days, weeks, and without achieving anything. But this Kenya Gen Z, they were there. They made a demand, and they saw it come to reality. Do you understand? And not just them. If you look at the world today, things are really changing. Gen Z are these kind of people that they will tell you the way it is and the way it should be. It's no longer play or formality or status quo as usual as it used to be. They face it and they say it the way it is. And that is the way what life should be. So I give it to Gen Z, more especially from Kenya.
Rounding it up, Femi, what do you have on all these other events?
Yeah, I think the Gen Z's taking the bull by the horn is a welcome development because now the world has become a global village. Every information is there at their fingertips. When we were young, we did our own little bit. We were able to put pressure on the military government to leave, but we didn't have the social media to work on that. We have to do each one tell one. So we tried our own best. We were able to do that and had massive effect. As a student, I was in the forefront of putting pressure on the military. I was president of the Student University of Ibadan in those days. I would put pressure on the military government to leave in those days. So we did our own bit, but this is their own time. So I'm going to give it to them. They are not relenting. They are putting in there. But the thing is they should be careful to differentiate between the truth, the hearsay, and the pressured group. because that is very easy. Now the era of AI is here. Anybody can be cloned. Anybody can be cloned to say something. So we need to do more research on finding it. And the thing is this, like I said, sometimes we should be careful also the Western media influence in changing government in the West, in the third world. What happened with Libya? Libya is yet to recover from that. What they did was to put pressure on through the youth, through social media, turn things around against Gaddafi and mess up that country. That country is in a mess 14 years into it now. We are going to the 14th year now. Messed up. And that nation does not have a government, a real government till today. Bandits and insurgents and terrorists are holding territories inside Libya. So this was the effect of youth influence on government, change of government. Most of the youth that led that uprising in the, you remember when we talk about what do they call it, the Asian, they call it, there's a name for it then. There were uprising in the northern part of Africa then. There were changes, but it was influenced by West. It was a Western influence change. But the youth of now are beginning to get wiser. They are getting wiser. Arab Spring. Thank you, Arab Spring. Thank you. That's the word, Arab Spring. Arab Spring was orchestrated by the Western world to turn things around against the leaders in the northern part of Africa. So now people are beginning to see through it, and the youth are taking the root by the horns. But one thing I will also warn about is the effect of AI, in all this. So AI can turn things around. AI can turn you to something else. AI can clone you and say what you did not say. So you should be careful about it. Do your research, and then the world is your oyster.
Gentlemen, we couldn't have done more better than this. This is awesome. BD, let's hope that one day we'll see you again. So viewers, this is it. We'll look back at major events in Nigeria. But gentlemen, we forgot to talk about the last month of the year, 2025, when we had the Bondi killing, the massacre in Australia, and we also had Jay, and the casualty. BD, you followed the AJ story and also the massacre. I guess so.
I did not follow that massacre very well, but I watched it, but I did not follow it very well. So yeah.
Okay. Anyway,
the massacre was not. It was a very terrible experience. They were on their holidays, the Jewish holiday, and this father and son decided to go on the shooting spree. Thank God that some people were vigilant and they were able to help to curb that. That would have been a terrible disaster. But thank God for that. It was good about that. Wow. And also we didn't talk about the Scottish Switzerland fire incident. The fire incident. Yes. It's an unfortunate situation.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. To start the year, and that one started the year 2026. Sad. Yeah. The story is that probably somebody, there were some igniting elements around. Yes, when they go to the ski, the Alpine, the resorts around north of Europe, north of Italy, north of Swiss, of France, there are the Alpines where people go to ski. These are big mountains of snow, white snow, and people go to ski. So in those resorts, you have bars where they drink coffee to keep themselves warm. One of those bars had a lot of people in, and boom, the fire exploded. Okay, gentlemen, let's move out. I want to thank you very much for all coming. We've used extra 30 minutes, but it's awesome hearing from both of you. BD, thank you. Dr. Olu, Dr. Oprah, you're always there. You're good with your views.
Thank you very much.
Yes, we are on for the year 2026, viewers. So you will be with us. More news, more updates, more occurrences, more things will be happening, and we're here to make sense of all of it. So until we come again next week, do have a great 2026. Happy New Year to everybody again. BD, Happy New Year. We know we are coming. We know your event just concluded.
You guys are I'm not happy with you guys. You guys did
Don't
not
worry, don't
support
worry.
it.
We are with you.
I did not know about it. I did not know about it, Diva. I did not know about it.
He's still in the platform. Go and support me.
I will.
Okay.
I surely will. I surely will.
Okay. Thank you all. All right, everybody. Bye-bye. Ciao.
Santa's got a twinkle in his eye. Reindeer zooming through the frosty sky. Gifts are piling up so high. Oh, spin the wheel, it's Christmas cheer. Jingle jackpot drawing near. Buy a gift and make it bright. You're lucky, star shines tonight. Woo! Candy canes and tinsel glow. Christmas trees in a sparkling row. The magic's here, we all know. Snowflakes falling in a dance. This is your one big chance. Dreams come true. Just take a stand.
We here in SSM wish all our listeners, viewers, followers, families, and friends a Merry Christmas holiday season and awesome New Year 2026.